Hello, my name is Paul Himes, second degree black belt in Pai Lum Kung Fu under the Temple Chinese Boxing Association, TCBA. These series of tapes will be for the benefit of the Kicks team at Maranatha Baptist Bible College, including our Kicks team curriculum in Pai Lum Kung Fu. It will contain forms, self-defense techniques, some basic instruction as to basic kicks and punches, more advanced kicks and punches, and also some sparring techniques as well. For forms, I will do a form and then have a step-by-step narrative instructing how the form proceeds and what the moves are, and then I will probably do the form once more from a different angle. Once again, this is for the Kicks team, Kung Fu Influencing Kids for the Savior. Under my leadership, in my absence, this curriculum will still be the main curriculum to be used. Once again, since this is a Christian martial art, as Christian practitioners, we emphasize scripture a lot and scriptural application in our martial arts demos. We do not emphasize any Eastern mysticism or so forth. Martial arts originally did not have any of that in it. First of all, I would like to begin this section by teaching the basic bow, then basic punches, kicks, blocks, and stances. The basic Kung Fu bow in Pai Lum Kung Fu, well, first of all, the basic salute simply starts, the left hand will cover the right fist, like so. The left foot is out in what we call a cat stance, that will be explained later, and the right toes are pointed slightly to the side. You push your fist out, covered, palms down on both hands, and then step back like so. This is our basic salute, and also used to be a basic greeting in China, just for all normal purposes. Now, our more advanced bow, for the beginner ranks, start with fists in what we call the chamber position right above the waist. We will step out, the toes will point to the right, the knees will bend, toes pointing to the right at the same time. The palm will come out in a block. The fingers are pointed up, like so. It will cover the fist. We'll step out to a cat stance. The fist will come up, covered, both palms down, push out. The cat stance, 80% of the weight is on the back foot, so you can raise your front foot. The heel is up. Toes are down, and you salute like so. After you salute, step back with your left foot, put the backs of the hands together like so, step back with your right foot, and roll the hands like so. So once again, fists in the chambered position, step out with the right foot, toes are pointing to the right, knee is bent, palm comes across, blocks, step out, left foot, heel is up, salute, pushing out the hands, palms are down, step back, backs of the palms together, roll the hands. That's our basic salute. Now, what I require for a 9th degree yellow, everybody starts out at white belt, then we go 9th yellow, 8th yellow, 7th yellow, our first 3 ranks, then 6th green, 5 green, 4 green, our intermediate ranks, and then 3rd brown, 2nd brown, 1st brown, our advanced ranks. So we go progressively lower the better you get, the more experience you get. And then we hit black belt, first black belt, first degree, 2nd degree, which is what I'm at, 3rd degree, 4th degree, and so on. The head of TCBA, my father, John R. Himes, has a 6th degree black belt, and he is our founder and head of TCBA. Now, I'd like to demonstrate some basic kicks and punches, and then some stances and some blocks as well. The basic kicks and punches are required for 9th yellow to use. The 9th degree yellow belt must learn basic kicks, punches, the basic bow, and also Shaolin Fung, our breathing form. Basic punches, reverse punch, will start out back here, it will come out, and it will twist. Striking with the first 2 knuckles, all punches strike with the first 2 knuckles except for the back fist. The back of the hand should be straight in line with the bones. You do not punch like this, okay? That will bend the wrist back when you strike something, and it hurts, trust me on that. Okay, punching with the first 2 knuckles, the reverse punch comes out and then reverses. You can twist the skin if you hit correctly. If you make contact with the skin as you're twisting, you can cut the skin and cause bleeding, which can be a very positive thing in a street fight. Okay, coming out like so. Backs of the hands together. Now, another punch that we utilize is a sun punch. Making a fist like this. This is named after the Chinese character for sun, which consists of a down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes. So it looks like the top of the fist. Once again, the back of the hand is straight. Knuckles, striking with these two knuckles, this will come out from the center line, like so. Palms are in. Thumb, for each punch, thumb is tucked over the first two fingers, especially the first finger. So like so. Okay? Our third punch is the low uppercut. This is meant for the, some call it the overturned punch. This is meant for the solar plexus area, perhaps the ribs, the stomach, or even the groin. Once again, making the fist just like the reverse punch, except this one will stay like so. Palm is up, striking with the first two knuckles. Like so. Fourthly, we have the rising uppercut, or the high uppercut. This is meant for the chin level. This is more like a boxing uppercut. It'll come in, it'll come up straight like so. Once again, striking with the first two knuckles, back of the hand is straight. You're not punching like this, you're not punching like this. Like so. Aiming for the chin level. Fifthly, we have the hook punch. Okay? For a Kung Fu Pai Lum hook punch, we will come out from the side. This is meant to circumvent your opponent's guard. If your opponent has his guard up, this will circumnavigate his guard. In essence, coming up from the side, the elbow pops up like so, striking with the first two knuckles. Palm is down, a little bit out. And finally, for our basic punches, number 6, we have the back fist. The back fist, once again, making your normal fist, first two knuckles, striking with the back of the hand of the first two knuckles. From this position, striking out, it's a snap punch. Now, you do not want to hyperextend your elbow. You do not totally straighten your arm when you punch. You should come in about this level before you retract. You do not totally straighten the arm, that may hyperextend the elbow. Striking out like so, either hand, meant to be a very quick punch. You can also modify this, and this isn't required for the 9th elbow, you can also modify this into a rolling back fist over the top, like so. Once again, I'm not straightening the arm like so. I have it a little bit bent. Okay, those are 6 basic punches. Back. Now, for kicks, the 4 basic kicks we require 9th elbow to learn. First one is a front kick. Now, 3 things I like to emphasize with kicks. Number 1, the hands must be someplace useful. Okay, this is a poor kick. Notice where my right hand goes back. Very sloppy. This also, the hand is nowhere useful. It opens me up. Must be kept someplace useful in a defensive position when kicking. Okay, the front kick, raise the knee, and in Pai Lum Kung Fu we kick with the heel. Some styles kick with the ball of the foot, we like to kick with the heel. Raising the knee, striking out, with the heel striking, put it back down. Raising, kicking, putting it back down. Also with left foot. Once again, hands someplace useful. 3 things, once again, 3 things we do not do in kicking. Number 1 is drop the hands. Number 2 is leave the foot out there for someone to catch. Okay, that's also not wise. Retract as quickly as possible. Thirdly, don't throw your weight back, like so. You'll throw yourself on the ground. Keep your weight balanced, centered, like so. Okay, that's our first kick. Front kick, raise the knee, strike with the heel, put it down. Side kick, a little bit more tricky, has a little bit more power. Side kick, you will cock, but as you do so, you will want to drive once again with the heel, but you will let the kick turn your body. And as you turn your body, this foot, the foot that's not kicking, will also turn. Now, some styles emphasize turning it all the way. We don't necessarily require that, but it will turn naturally. You want to let it turn. Cocking, striking out with the heel, use your hips to thrust it. That's where your power comes, your hips. Okay? Now, you are not cocking and then coming around this way. You are coming out in a straight line. Okay, imagine a spear. Your leg is a spear and your heel is a tip. It is thrusting straight out, like so. Then retract, put it down. Once again, kicking with the heel. For the left side, cock, thrust, put it down. Notice my hands are in a useful position. I do not drop them like this. I keep them someplace useful. Okay? That's side kick, thrusting straight out in a straight line. Roundhouse kick. Cocking, except as you cock, you're going to be turning, letting your kick carry you, striking with the top of the foot in Pai Lum Kung Fu. Snapping, putting it back down, like so. left side, like so. Roundhouse kick is very fast, very efficient. You can combine it, 1, 2, 3, like so, going various levels. So that's the roundhouse kick, kicking from the side. For beginners, try and get your thigh parallel to the ground before you kick. So from here, I raise to cock. As I raise, I twist my foot, rotating on the ball of my foot, this area right here. Snap out, put it back down. That's the roundhouse kick. Finally, fourth that we require for yellow belts, 9th degree yellow belt, is a hook kick. Hook kick is a little bit trickier. From here, you'll keep your leg relatively straight, swing it out to the side, like so. Once again, you are going to pivot on the ball of your foot, like so. Okay, once again on the ball of the foot, like so. Come out, keep your leg straight, pivot. Your leg goes out here to the side, and then it's going to hook. Once again, your hips are propelling your leg. From here, hook, and then hook here. So if my opponent is dead center, like so. Cutting across like so. That's where it gets the name hook kick. You are hooking with your knee and striking with the heel. All these kicks are done with the heel except for the roundhouse kick, which is done with the top of the foot. So the hook kick, once again, imagine going diagonal here and then sweeping up almost like a crescent moon. It's like so, and then hook. Pivot, your legs should be parallel to the ground at this point. Don't lean too far back, you'll lose it. Keep your body relatively straight, like so, and your foot will end up pointing off to the side. The left side, like so. Keep in mind where your opponent is. Good. This can be combined with the roundhouse, like so. Now, that's all for the 9th yellow. The kicks also before you hit 6th green that you'll need to know are crescent kick. Crescent kick. Imagine a crescent moon sweeping up to the side. Regular crescent goes like so from the side, hitting with the side of the foot. Regular crescent comes from the outside going in. So right regular crescent, here it's good practice to hold your hand out, aim for that kick coming from the side. Left regular crescent, coming from the side in a crescent moon from top to bottom, like so. Inverted crescent goes outside, the opposite direction. So right inverted crescent, tracing a line like so. Right inverted crescent, left inverted crescent. Okay? And then one more kick that should know before, a couple more kicks you should know before you hit 6th green. The back kick, striking your opponent in the back. You will aim with the heel of the foot you are not kicking with. You will turn, look over your shoulder, cock, and then thrust straight out, letting your heel strike. Aim with this heel, kick with this heel. The other side, aim with your right heel, cock, kick with the left heel, putting it down. One more kick that you should know before 6th green, jump front kick. Simply a matter of stepping and kicking with the same foot. I'm going to kick with the right foot, raise the left leg, like so. The idea is to get some height there. Later on, in higher ranks, you can practice the flying front kick, which is forward motion. Okay? With this, just working on going straight up, raise, and kick. Now, all these kicks should be practiced with the kicking foot forward and with the kicking foot backwards. Mix it up. So front kick, like so, but then front kick, same foot, like so. Putting it down where you got it from. And then for stances, what we do for stances, your basic front stance, very aggressive. Your front knee is bent, okay? The tendency is to keep that knee back to sloppy front stance. Keep that knee straight. Keep the front knee bent when you're attacking. Left front forward stance. Toes are pointing relatively same direction. A little bit of width. Not feet. Shoulder bar. A little bit of width distance between your toes. You don't have them in a straight line. That's very awkward. Okay, so keep some distance between your feet. Chest forward. Not like this. Not like this. Chest forward, back straight. This is the front stance. Like so. Horse stance keeps the body low to the ground for good center of gravity. A good horse stance is one where the thighs are parallel to the ground. kudos to anybody that can hold this for longer than 5 minutes with thighs parallel to the ground. High horse stance is good for sparring. You can skip in and out, like so. High horse stance. Low horse stance, you don't want to get any lower than where the thighs are parallel to the ground. This is too low, too awkward. So keep it about parallel this way. Keep it about parallel to the ground. Or for a high horse stance for sparring, like so. That's horse stance. You can skip with this. Advance, retreat. Bow stance is like a forward stance, except the feet are in line. You can lean away. You're leaning away. One knee is definitely straight. The other knee is bent. Leaning away, and then leaning forward. The toes are going to be pointing the same direction. So the toes are not off different directions, same direction diagonally. Okay, this is an aggressive bow stance. This is a defensive bow stance. Just like a bamboo tree sways with the wind, you can sway back and then become aggressive, like so. Okay, so far we have forward stance, horse stance, and bow stance. Okay, we also have hook stance. From here, you will step behind with either foot, bend, keep it low to the ground. Okay, from here you can go into groundwork, consult. Hook stance, going the other way. Hook stance, going in front. The knee should be touching the calf of the other foot, like so. Okay, and also we have the cat stance. As mentioned before, 80% of the weight is on the back foot, 20% is on the right foot, is on the front foot. That way you can raise your leg for a quick kick, not unbalance yourself. Okay? Like so. Okay, and those are the basic stances for Pai Lum Kung Fu. Finally, the basic blocks. We teach circle blocks, striking with the palm, going like so, not in jerky motions, but smooth motion. We do not teach hard blocks at the early levels. Regular circle blocks, inner circle blocks, coming like so. Your opponent is striking at you, you want to deflect his arm. Now, you do not want to go way out here, okay? Proper circle block keeps it in tight. It only takes a couple inches of movement to deflect something from your face. Keeping it in tight. And this is a good exercise. Shift from horse stance to bow stance as you block. Sometimes I have my students do this, then you speed up. Still keep not going out here, that's sloppy, keeping it in tight, fingers up, blocking with the palm. Shift, good. Now, outer circle block blocks with this part of the hand, like so. Okay, so I'm going out like so. Shift. Once again, not going out here, keeping it in tight, shift, shift. And then it's back to regular circle block. So regular circle block with the palm, outer circle block, the side of the hand, not the fingers, This part right here, where we would use for a reach hand strike. Some quick basic principles. The center line from the top of the head all the way down to the groin. Vital organs through there, very important that you guard. The groin, the stomach, the solar plexus, the chest, the throat, the chin, the nose, the mouth, the eyes, then the head itself, of course. There are other vital organs that aren't on the center line, but the center line is most important to protect. So when we spar, when we fight, we do not expose our center line to our opponents. We have it at an angle, we have it protected, something along that lines. Center of gravity is imagine where your center of gravity is where, I'm not very good at explaining this part, but where your weight is distributed most densely, perhaps I should say. So the lower you get, the lower center of gravity you have, the harder you are to knock over. Someone just standing up like so, it's a lot easier to knock over than if you lower your center of gravity like so, in a horse stance or a low forward stance. So when you fight, you don't just want to walk up to somebody all tall, they'll push you around. You want to lower your center of gravity like so. Also important when doing grappling and groundwork. Okay? That's all besides the form that is needed for the 9th degree yellow, and the crescent kicks, the back kick, and the jump front kick are only needed before going into 6th green. Okay?
Go.
Hello, my name's Seafood Paul Himes. This is once again videotaping part of the TCBA curriculum for the kicks team at Maranatha. We've already covered the basic kicks and punches and basic stances, as well as basic blocks and some basic principles. So by now, it's assumed that you're familiar with those. Next, we'll be going through the forms required up until the first green belt. We'll be going through the breathing form, and then hung 1, hung 2, and then short forms of the tigers 1 and 2, and then lao gar. I'll go through the form once, about medium speed, then I'll go through a detailed explanation of each step, and I'll go through the form once, facing another direction. Okay, so first up is Shaoling Feng, the TCB breathing form. This is the basic form required for someone to get their 9th yellow, and then hung 1 is necessary for 8th yellow, and hung 2 for 7th yellow. Once again, this is the first form that you'll learn in TCBA, Shaoling Feng. I'll demonstrate it once. Before I do that, I'll demonstrate the 2 basic bows. I don't believe I covered that last time. The basic bow, coming and stepping out like so, fists in chamber position, stepping out like so, toes pointing to the right. Hand comes from the left side of the waist, fingers up, covers the fist. Step out left foot in a cat stance, weight on the rear foot, 80% of the weight on the rear foot. Hand comes out like so and salutes. Step back, roll the hands. So once again, stepping out like so, the block, cover the fist, step out in a cat stance, salute, pushing the fist out, roll the hands. Okay, Shaoling Feng. Now, the important thing to remember is with this form, we learn proper breathing from the diaphragm. Not with the chest, like so, but with the diaphragm, the stomach. The way a baby naturally breathes, the way professional singers and choir members learn to breathe. Okay, it helps on stamina, cuts down on heavy breathing and so forth. Helps out on stamina a little bit, and so the martial artist should learn as soon as possible to try and breathe with the stomach. Takes a little bit of effort and takes a lot of thinking trying to do this all day, but soon it'll become a habit, and the sooner the better. So each move with this form is a breath, and each move is done during the breath with the inhaling and the exhaling. So observe. Now a detailed explanation. Very first move, feet will stay together, the hands will go up and down in a block. That's your first move. Inhaling as they go up, exhaling as they go down. Fingers are straight out, palms strike down, blocking. Next move, I'm going to step out, the feet shoulder width apart, like so. So you draw a line from your shoulder and it should connect to your heel. Not too wide, not too small. I'll shoulder width. So, first move. Second move, hands will do the exact same thing. Third move, I'm going to step back with my right foot into a left forward stance, and my hands will cross in front and strike out. Once again, crossing in front like so, and then coming out, pushing out. Left forward stance, right foot back. My hands will mirror my feet. When I go out into a forward stance, the hands are forward. When I go out into a horse stance, the hands are to the side. If I'm just in my regular ready stance, the hands are down by the side. So I'm in the left forward stance. Next is my left foot. My left foot is going to move into the horse stance, cross, and out. Right foot into a right forward stance. Once again, crossing, going forward. Left foot into the ready stance, feet shoulder width apart. Now, up until now, we've gone left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot. Now is the only time in the form where the same foot will be used twice, the left foot. And once again, we're going to switch off on feet, going next right foot. Make sure this is a good horse stance, nothing wimpy. Left foot. Right foot, feet shoulder width apart. And left foot. From a different angle, left foot. Left foot again. Right foot again. Left foot again. And left foot. A couple things to remember on this form. You do this form relaxed. You're not tense. So you're not like so. Very relaxed. Relaxed muscle can be fast. We train our muscles to be relaxed until the moment they strike. That way we get speed, then right before the moment they strike, we tense up for power. Okay? So that's Sheldon Flute. That is all the only form that's necessary for the 9th degree yell belt. This form, plus the basic punches and kicks, are required for the 9th degree yell. Next, we'll move on to what's required for the 8th degree yell, which is Hung 1, basic dragon stance form. In addition to this form, we'll require some self-defense. We'll cover the self-defense on another tape or CD or another section. Hung 1 is a little bit more complicated. I will demonstrate it first, and I will explain portion by portion. That's Hung 1. Starting out, feet together, hands aside. Hands will go to chest in a basic defensive position, protecting the chest from there. Each person needs to imagine in their head, forward is 12 o'clock, just like a clock. To your right is 3 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and behind you is 6 o'clock. Imagine that in your head. A clock in front of you is 12 o'clock, to your right is 3 o'clock. With that in mind, you're going to step out to 1:30, diagonally, in a right forward stance, leaning away from your opponent. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 1:30. From here, the right hand will go to the chamber position. The left hand, tucking the thumb in, will go straight out into spear hand to your opponent. We are not chopping out here. We are going straight out into spear strike, spear hand. From here, the feet will pivot into a left forward stance, and you will switch hands, right spear hand. So, here, stepping out, right forward stance, strike, pivot, strike. Now, this is 9 o'clock. That's 12 o'clock, the front. Once again, switching to 10:30 and to horse stance. As you do that, your hands, the right hand on top of the left hand, double crane reinforced block high to protect your head, and then reinforced block low, protect the groin. High block, low block, and then you end up in a horse stance. So once again here, 1:30 strike, 9 o'clock strike, 10:30 block. From here, perhaps the most difficult move of the form, you'll take your left foot and put it directly behind your right foot, like so. You will bend the knee but not touch the ground. Your hand will block high, fist, and then come out with a groin strike, spear hand to the groin. It's a very difficult stance to hold for a long time, but it's called the dragon stance. Low center of gravity, the knee is almost touching the floor. My left foot is almost directly behind my right foot, and I'm facing 9 o'clock. From here, pivot into horse stance. This is why the left foot needs to be behind the right foot, so you can pivot naturally into horse stance. So once again, from here, block high, block low, step behind, bend the knee, block,